New drivers. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I live and teach in the Midwest. I teach adults, I teach teens. I want you guys and ladies to put your questions in. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Our learning target is tips for new drivers. As a beginning driver, you have so much information to digest, and it's very overwhelming. And it's only going to get more overwhelming in 2025, 2026, 2027. But don't you worry, because I'm going to help you. You're in my virtual classroom today. Sometime we're in the driver's ed car. Sometime I'm giving you information in the driver's ed car. Today, I'm in the studio, and it's you and me, and we're talking about simple tips for new drivers. First, you need to practice your parallel parking skills, angle parking skills. You need to master these techniques because they will serve you well when you learn how to really park. You working on preparing for your test. I get it, and I understand. But to prepare for the test and then pass the test, you got to carry those driving skills onto the next part of your life. Or many people will say, whoa, you know how to drive, but you can't park. Parking is fundamental. You're going to park in your school parking lot. You're going to park in your community college parking lot. You're going to park at your job. And yes, you need a job because you got to pay for your parking. You've got to pay for gas. You got to pay for your insurance. I know you didn't think you were just going to drive free, right? It is not the case. What is our learning target? Our learning target is simple tips for new drivers. I am your host. I'm a state certified driving instructor. What's up, Grace? How you doing? Grace, you got a question? Put it in. I'm your host. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens. I teach adults. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you into my virtual class. And next, night driving. Night driving is very overwhelming. Thank you for the support. And without you, I wouldn't be here. So I want to say thank you. Night driving can be overwhelming. This particular summer, most of my clients have driven in the morning or in the afternoon. It's kind of rare that we don't drive at night. I just have a different schedule. I'm taking some classes. I'm trying to update my job position. So we don't really get a chance to drive at night. These particular teens and adults will be driving at night. And that's very overwhelming because you are dealing with headlight glare, being difficult to see. There's so much information that you have to deal with. But don't worry, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you be successful. And you got to be successful. Night driving, you will be very cautious. You will reduce your speed. You're going to have to learn how to drive when other headlights are coming at you. You've heard and seen me talk about the edge line to the right. That is that white line. That white line to the right. We're driving in North America, so I know some of my brothers and sisters, you're from around the world, and that's good because I love you and I want to help you learn how to drive. You put your questions in. You put them in so you can be successful. Let's continue. Now, what I need you to think about is, what am I going to be doing when I'm out driving? Where am I going to be? You're going to be in your neighborhoods. You're going to be driving from your home to school. You're going to be driving from your home to your grandparents. You're going to be driving from home to your besties, your boys, your girls, shopping, hanging out, because that's what young people do. Your mother, father, they just go to work and go home and take care of the home and take care of you. So the vibe is a little bit different. As a result of this, you're going to have free time. I suggest you keep your trip short. I suggest you learn how to build that driver's education endurance because you're going to be tired on the road sometime. You're going to be stuck in traffic. I know. It can be very scary, and it's not exactly as easy as you think. But I'm going to walk you through it. Next, rainy weather. It rains in Southern California, right? Yes, it does. Reduce speed during rainstorms. Wet roads can be very slippery. The first few minutes of rain is going to be slippery on the road. Reduce your speed. Drive in the tracks of other cars. If you're listening right now, tell me where you're from. And I'm preparing you for your knowledge test and to get on the road and be a safe driver. So you're getting 3 great things. What is our learning target? I'm a state certified driving instructor. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Our learning target. Simple tips for new drivers. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it chilled. We're not into that drama. Let's continue. Snow and ice. If you live in a snowy area, and I live in the Midwest, we're going to get a lot of snow. And you got to be prepared for this, right? You have to learn how to drive on icy roads. You have to learn how to reduce your speed. Leave early. But you're not going to listen to me because you think I can get up at the last second, throw on my skinny jeans and my shirt. I did my homework, warm up the car, get a coffee, and go to school, right? Southern California. It's really important that you leave a little bit early because when you're learning how to drive, you're so excited. This is why I love talking about driver's education. This is why I love teaching driver's education because it gives all of you independence from mom and dad. You can go when you want. You can leave when you want. You don't even have to come back if you want, but you will come back. Why? Mom and dad will rain on your parade if you don't call them and let them know. That's what's up, Grace. I feel you. Grace, we're keeping it real. We're keeping it genuine. I'm sharing with you some simple tips and tricks to ensure your success, to help you learn how to drive. Why? Because I'm a state certified instructor. I teach teens and adults, been 24 years, and I'm passionate. And I'm going to keep it real with you because I want you to reach your goal and be successful. So let's review a second. We've talked about parking. If you can't park, your friends are going to talk about you. Next, night driving. You will be scared at night. And if you wear glasses, you need to make sure you get your eyes checked. We talked about rain. Anyone can drive when it's sunny California, right? But when it rains, now the true driving skills come out. Next, ice and snow. I'm in the Midwest. We have ice and snow and it gets cold. You better have your jeans. You better have your shoes. You better have your coat and a hat. Some of you are going to wear a hoodie, but you're going to freeze. Be prepared for the elements. Next, an emergency kit. Consider me like your uncle. Hey, nephew. Hey, niece. Yeah, unc. Let's go to Harbor Freight. Not endorse, but let's go to Harbor Freight. Let's go to Walmart. Let's go wherever. Get an emergency kit. You feel me? In the emergency kit, you're going to have the essentials. A flashlight, jumper cables, gloves, a first aid kit, fuses, maybe warning flares in case your car breaks down because you have to be ready for Mother Nature. You have to be ready. And if you're not ready, you won't be successful. Real talk. We got to have you guys ready for all elements, rain, sleet, snow, fog, because regardless, now I'm not going to say global warming. This is not a political debate, but the seasons have changed. If you're out in California, it's dry. Your car could overheat. If you're in the Midwest, it's cold. Your car will freeze. If you're in a mountainous region, you're going to have a lot of rain. So your car needs to be ready for those elements. Think about it. And if you're my niece and nephew, I'm not going to have you breaking down. Why? Because I'm going to have to come and get you. Real talk. So we are not trying to be caught up in those situations. We want to head them off before they happen. What is our learning target for success? Simple tips for new drivers. I'm your state certified instructor, your crazy uncle, who loves you. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. We've talked about parking skills. You can't park, niece and nephew, you go come, uncle, I can't parallel park. I showed you, I made you a video. You better be watching that video. Uncle, I'm driving at night, I'm scared. We went through town at night, but I can't see. Quit looking at the headlights, look to the edge of the road. Next, it's raining outside, uncle. The windshield wiper blades don't work real good. I told you, save some of your money and go get some windshield wiper blades from an auto place, and I'll show you how to put them on. But you didn't listen to me. Oh, I gotta go get my jeans, and I gotta go get my new iPhone Pro 16 Pro Max. Right? I'm an Android user. What type of phone do you have, niece and nephew? So you're not really preparing for when your car will really need you. You're only thinking about the short term. I was like you, niece and nephew, and my car let me down. It broke down. You can't come crying to your mom. We're at work right now. Can't come crying to, I'm at work. Uncle, you gonna come and get me? I'll come and get you. But we gotta fix your car. So, yep, got you. We gonna come and help you because breakdowns do happen. If you're living in a dream and thinking these breakdowns are gonna happen, they will happen. Breakdowns happen. So we are trying to teach you to reduce the chances of you by doing some pre-maintenance. So when you get on the road to drive Magic Mountain, Cedar Point, going to Chicago, driving to Texas, your car will not break down. You got to be prepared. Real talk, right? So let's keep it going. Next, we talked about the emergency kit, jumper cables, fuses, gloves, flares, a triangle that you can put on the ground to let people know your vehicle has broken down. And you're not calling mom, you're not calling dad, you calling me first. Uncle, I broke down, baby. I got you. I will come and get you. I won't lecture. We're just gonna fix your car and we'll put you back on the road. That's what a true uncle or aunt does. We love you. We're going to help you. And I want you to view this information as that, to help you be successful. Fuel management. You can't go driving around 10,000 miles per hour, RPM, red line, power shifting, because you're going to burn out your clutch. You're going to burn out your tires. You have to calm down. Selena Gomez, calm down, calm down. You got to calm down. Don't let your fuel tank run low. I done told you about that, niece and nephew. You let it run low, the fuel pump in the tank will overheat. Now, instead of a $50 or $60 fix, now we're looking at $250, $350, $450. You have to prepare. You have to get ready for those times when things are tight. Put $20 or $30 in the back of your phone case. When you really need it, get that out. Don't rely on credit or debit cards because they could become demagnetized. Real talk. Have cash. Cash is king. K-I-N-G. So remember that. Has some debit or credit, has some available credit. That's why I bought that credit card for you when you were 14, right? Real talk. Because if you've ever had a debit or credit card that was demagnetized by a microwave, by a magnet, it doesn't work. And when you really need it, you're out of luck. Okay, there's Venmo, there's Cash App, but we are trying to get you prepared so you can take care of yourself. Real talk, real talk. So don't run your car low. Running out of gas can be an inconvenience and unsafe. And then you're going to have those randoms popping up out of nowhere saying, can I help you? No, lock your door. Call 911. What is our learning target for success? Simple tips for new drivers. I'm your instructor. I'm your uncle. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. We're talking real life tips. Because as you get older, 16, 17, 18, 19, your parents are like, oh, they're okay. I'm going to work this extra shift, right? Uncle, what do I do if my wife's boyfriend pisses me off? Your wife's boyfriend, you better talk to your mom on the side and say, listen, Mom, this guy you have is not really best for you. I love you. I want you to have your best life, but you can do better. Real talk, you can do better. And you always want to look at what is best for your mom, what is best for the family, because your mom or dad could be hurting because they've lost their loved one due to maybe a relationship situation or maybe them leaving. And that's real talk. Tire pressure. Regularly check your tire pressure and maintain within manufacturer's range. Sometimes it's 35 pounds, 32, 38. You can't put 50 pounds of air into a tire. The tire will be overinflated and you will only get traction on the center two treads. You need to check your tire when it's cold. We're going through the whole process on this, family, and we really want you to be prepared because in my mind, you're driving. You're driving across California. You're driving across the United States, and then your car overheats. If your car overheats, what you need to do is turn on your heater. That will get the hot air out of the engine. You let down your windows and get the hot air out, okay? We had a client coming from Texas, had not checked the fluid in 4 years. The client's Charger, Hellcat, 707 horsepower, was overheating. I told the client, you need to go to an auto parts store, get the specific antifreeze for your vehicle. The client got it. We let the car cool off, showed him how to put it in. Now, when the client goes back to Texas for the XFL Global tryout, the car won't overheat. Real talk. Real talk. Seat adjustment. We are not big pimping, rolling back just like this. That's something living in the hood. Most of you are driving just like this. You're too close to the steering wheel. Let's just be real. You're not big pimping. You're not some gangster. You're not. You're small town. You big in your neighborhood. Around the block, they don't know you. Graham, go back home. Sean, go back home. Mary, stay your tail home. They don't know you. You want to drive at a speed that's comfortable and safe. AAA, which is a national organization, states that you should have your hands at 7 and 5. We know there's an airbag in the middle. I love quoting national tested organization scholarly articles with peer review, so you know you're getting correct information. I'm keeping it real with you. Sometimes people make decisions that are not best. And once you start driving and growing up, you're going to kind of think you're bigger than you are, and that's when you get in trouble. You might go into a neighborhood. Some of the girls and boys might, oh, you're so cute. She's so cute. And then all of a sudden, there's a car pulling up behind you. Those are those people in the neighborhood who say, you're not so cute. You're not so beautiful. So now you got to kind of step out real quick. I've been there, done that, right? Real talk, right? You got to look ahead and be ready. Always leave an out. What is our learning target? Simple tips for new drivers. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Just reviewing some of the things we talked about parking skills. You got to know how to park, niece and nephew. Night driving. If you're scared to drive at night, you're not going to drive at night. Rainy weather, if your windshield wipers are garbage, where the blades are cracked or worn out, you won't be able to see. I've been there. Snow and ice, you slipping and sliding, you're going to roll your car over. Uncle, I'm in the ditch. And I told you to have a cable, a tow rope. Real talk. Real talk. You got to have a cable or tow rope in your car. Harbor Freight, not sponsored, is your friend. I don't care where you go. Walmart, Harbor Freight, Pet Supply. It doesn't matter. Get a tow rope to tow your car if it breaks down. If you get stuck in a ditch, there's still good people out there who will help you, not take you. Real talk. Okay? There's still people out there. Dun, dun, dun. Seat adjustment. You got to have that seat adjusted properly. Most modern cars have airbags. You got to be about 12 inches away from that steering wheel. We're not hugging the steering wheel. Let's keep going. Turn signals. Make sure your blinker and tail lights work. If you're driving while minority, you will get pulled over. Make sure your headlights, tail lights work. Okay? Learn. Go to the auto parts repair store. Tell them, hey, I'm driving a 2020 Impala. My brake lights are burned out. Okay, we'll get you the correct one, $7 because you want to buy brand name parts. And if you don't know how to put it in, they will show you. Make sure your headlights and tail lights work. Because if you're going on a trip somewhere to meet someone on the internet and you're going to be going 3 states over, you need to plan your trip and let your uncle know. Hey, Unc, I'm going to go meet this girl that I've been talking to the last 6 weeks. I'm sending you all the little messages and my GPS is turned on. And if something happens, I'll talk about that in a minute. If something happens, please follow up. I got you, nephew. I got you, niece, because a lot of people do meet their loved ones online or not who they think they are online. So you never want to consume alcohol because if you do, it's always a lose-lose. Why? As soon as you have that first sip, you're going to end up getting arrested. Don't drive on the road. Have someone pick you up. Uncle, can you cut? I got you, nephew. I hope you're not becoming an alcoholic because that tends to run in families. And people who consume alcohol may consume alcohol because they have emotional distress. I have stress in my family. I lost my job. My girl left me. My dog left me. You're all alone. You don't have a girl or a dog, so you start drinking. That's not the way to do things. There are other positive things out there. So there are people who are casual drinkers, but you should always have a ride home. You should never be getting on the road. Across the United States and pretty much across the world, I love the questions, across the United States and pretty much across the world, in the United States, 0.08 is the standard. And I agree with that. And some states are dropping it down. Driving under the influence, there's no place for that. And your true friends will not put you in a situation where you're consuming alcohol, then you have to drive. So, nephew or niece, I do not condone that. If you find yourself in a situation, I will come and get you. Because you need to be able to have open communication with your mom and dad. And if you don't, it's going to be a problem. Right of way. Beginning drivers confuse stop signs and yield signs. Niece or nephew, why didn't you stop at that sign? I thought it was a yield sign. Now the police are pulling us over. Now you're under the influence. Now your tail light doesn't work. Do you see where we're going with this? It all snowballs. Don't drive under the influence. Take care of your headlights. Take care of your tail lights. Be responsible. Understanding the right-of-way rules at intersections and yield when necessary. If you're not sure, wave the person by. If 2 cars come together at the same time on opposite sides, the car on the left yields to the car on the right. If you're not sure, wave them by. Be patient. Don't put yourself in those situations. Roundabouts. There are roundabouts across the world. Learn how to navigate roundabouts safely. If traffic is already in the roundabout, you should be covering the brake, niece or nephew, going slow. If you're going around to the right, turn on your right turn signal. If you're going around to the left, as soon as you get in, turn on your left turn signal to let other people know what you are doing. Highway merges, very nervous, very scary. What I need you to do is merge onto the highway at a safe speed. They're traveling 60, 70. And in our case, and in our area of the Midwest, some areas are 75 miles an hour. You can't come out weak, niece and nephew, at 37. You're going to get ran off the road. Then you're going to be crying, Uncle, all these cars and trucks, well, nephew and niece, you need some practice merging. I'll be over there in 15 minutes. You really need to build that relationship with your mom and dad because beginning drivers don't judge speed properly. What is our learning target? Our learning target is simple tips for new drivers. We've had questions about road rage. We have questions about driving if people are drinking. We have questions about if your car breaks down. We have questions about if your family member is going through a difficult relationship and you have to deal with the boyfriend or the girlfriend. Pull your mom and dad aside and say, Mom and Dad, I love you. If this person really makes you happy, I'm happy for you. But if they're like, I don't know, we always fight, then Dad or Mom, you can do better. Okay? I'm here to be honest with you and help you. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. And I want you to really think about what you want to accomplish as a beginning driver. Avoid tailgating because you can't protect the space behind you. You can only protect the space in front of you. Please remember this. You can only protect the space in front. If someone is tailgating you, you want to maintain speed. When you can, you want to get over to the right. Eventually, they will drive around you. Don't put yourself in danger because someone is tailgating you, because you will put yourself in danger and run off the road. Avoid overconfidence. Niece and nephew, I told you about being overconfident. You know, every time you take your new shiny Mustang over to the east side, that red Mustang is going to attract all those girls. And nephew, you're going to have all those boys following you because they're mad. Niece, when you take my blue Corvette, my 1967 big block 4-speed, you're going to be beating all those girls and boys. Now you're going to have girls and boys chasing you. Uncle, I got a half a tank in your Corvette. And I got a bunch, because they're mad. You got to be mindful and be careful when you're driving high performance, classic car around, because you will get attention you don't necessarily want. And people are looking for an opportunity to catch you slipping. Real talk. I don't want you to get caught slipping. What does that mean? You could get robbed. They could try to take your car. Your car is not worth your life, niece and nephew. Real talk. But we want to protect ourselves and not pull into a shady gas station or a shady store where people are hanging out saying, hey, that's a nice Camaro. That's a nice Mustang. That's a nice Corvette. Always leave yourself an out. Real talk. You got questions, put them in. Avoid road rage. Keep your cool, and aggressive behavior doesn't help. People get angry all the time. Their money's not right. Their boy left. Their girl left. Their side piece left. They can't pay their bills. That's not our fault. We want to not trigger someone. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't trigger someone to get angry at you from a simple mistake. What is the simple mistake? Maybe you didn't use your blinker. Maybe you didn't go through the light and you hit your brakes kind of soft hard and they were like, oh man, And then they're like looking in the mirror like, and you're like, what did I do? And they're like, oh, bro, you trying to do something? So you have to really be that defensive driver and be aware of your environment. Real talk. Child safety. You're driving that beautiful car through the neighborhood. The people are like, hey, because they know the car. They know the sound of those Flowmaster mufflers, which I showed you how to put on. They know the sound of that new crispy tune that we downloaded from HP Tuners. And we're tuning our car because I showed you that. I want you to know how to work on cars. And if your car breaks down, I want you to feel safe in case it does break down. And new cars break down too, trust me. So if you have kids, use appropriate seat belts and seats. Use your appropriate car seat. Stop playing. Have your little cousin in the appropriate seat. Because during Christmas time or Thanksgiving, guess what? You're going to be driving little Sally, little Johnny to the mall. Because your relatives are tired of them. And they're going to throw you $50. You're going to be gone all day. And it's not really worth it. I'm telling you the truth. Animal Crossing. Uncle, I put the car in the ditch. That's okay. At least you didn't roll it. At least you didn't hit a tree. We do not want to veer for deer. Okay? Be cautious when animals like deer cross the road. Speak of the devil. I was driving 2 days ago. Beautiful sunny day. A guy on a Harley Davidson, no helmet on, was driving. He almost hit the deer. And I'm saying, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and a deer ran out, about 100 pounds. He would have flipped over his motorcycle and been a vegetable because he didn't have his helmet on. Be more sensible than that. Avoid distractions. Texting. Adjusting your radio. Niece and nephew, I told you to be ready to go. Be crispy. Get that hair right before you start driving. Why? You want to make sure you're ready to go for any type of unusual situation. What is our learning target for success? Simple tips for new drivers. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Consider me like your uncle. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. Testing is in progress. I want to welcome you in. We've talked about right of way, using our turn signal, getting on proper windshield wipers, avoiding road rage, animal crossing, turn signals, roundabouts, merging. There is so much information, but I'm going to take you one step at a time. You got to learn basic car maintenance. You need to learn how to change a flat tire, check your oil levels, and replace windshield wiper blades. I told you about that, but you were trying to get your skinny jeans and you didn't get your wipers. And then now it's raining. Uncle, I can't see. It's all smeared. I ordered the blades, go pick them up, find you, put them on in the rain. I'm like, bye, niece, bye, nephew. That's love. That's care. Okay? You need to familiarize yourself with traffic signs. Familiarize yourself with common traffic signs and their meaning. Stop sign. STOP, complete stop, 3 seconds. Yield, yield, and slow down. You have to know what those mean. Sudden stops. Brake gently and avoid sudden stops. The light is turning yellow. The police are there. You know if you go through the light because your headlight is burned out and your tail light is burned out and you didn't update your tags, you know you're about to get pulled over. If you can stop in 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003, stop. And then go get your headlights. Go get your tail light. Go get those things. Get your insurance. Don't drive on the road when your car's not properly licensed or has the new registration. You're just asking for problems. You're going to get arrested. Your mom and dad don't want to hear it. They're going to impound the car. You didn't listen to us. Mom and dad, you weren't there. So what I need you to do is really understand your goal is to be a safe driver. Avoid using the phone. Put your phone away when driving. Okay? I want you to be safe. I want to see you growing up. What I need you to do, car insurance. A lot of people don't talk about this. You want to drive a car that is in pretty good condition. Cars that are 5, 7, 10 years old usually have lower insurance. We're not trying to drive a 2024, a 2022. You can't afford it, niece and nephew. You just started your job. So you're probably going to drive a car that's 7 years old, 10 years old, 9 years old, 12 years old. Your insurance rates will be lower. Put the type of car, the year, make, and model that you're driving in. I want you to learn to change lanes safely. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Look over your shoulder. Check your car. Check the blind spots. Therefore, left side, right side, front, and back. Truck drivers have thanked me for this, and niece and nephew, you're going to thank me for this too, because you're out driving and you don't know how to change lanes. I want you to enjoy the journey of learning how to drive. It can be very stressful, it can be very enjoyable. Take in the scenery and enjoy the drive. If you enjoyed this style of me mentoring you like you're my niece, like you're my nephew, put it in the comments. If you really like this, subscribe to the channel. Look at my videos. I have some great things coming. Bye.